Hi everyone, it's Joanna Hody with Waldorf Handwork Educators, and today I'm going to teach you about the butterfly stitch or the butterfly braid. Your supplies are very simple. You just need 2 colors of yarn. Okay, a quick note on yarn selection. So you do want to have yarn of similar weights. It doesn't actually matter what the weight is. You can do big bulky yarn like this. You can do acrylic like this that I'm going to show you in just a minute. What I usually use for my students is cotton, and this is about the size that we use, that we roll up to make our cords, which are about a yard long. Now, the other note I wanted to show you is using variegated yarn. Let me get this out of the way. Variegated yarn, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend starting with because it can get a little confusing, is really fun, and it's a great way to add textural interest. So you can see this variegated yarn right here is changing colors throughout my butterfly braid, but I have a solid color with it. So as you're making your yarn choices, just keep those in mind. For the purposes today, I've got these 2 mini skeins of acrylic because they're very brightly colored and you'll be able to see them. The other thing you'll need is a pair of scissors. And really, you can do this from any size ball. So I've got these rolled up that are nice and puffy. You can use cording, you can use embroidery floss. It's a really forgiving project. So let's get started. I'm going to unwrap just a little bit of these little mini bonbon skeins, and I'm going to make a slip knot. So if you've never made a slip knot before, I teach my students 2 different ways. The first way is let me zoom out just a smidge. Okay, we make a mountain, and then we twist the top. And you want to keep your tails on top over here. And now you have a little balloon. You're going to drop your balloon down onto your long threads, and then pick up the middle, and that will give you a slip knot. Now the other way I teach them is you hold all of your threads in your left hand, make an X over your fingers, pinch your X, and turn it over. Now we're going to take this top thread that's closest to your wrist and push it under and pull up, and that will give you a slip knot as well. So once you have a slip knot, you're going to decide which yarn is on the right and which yarn is on the left. So for me, I'm going to have purple on the right and green on the left. Then we're going to pick up our slip knot. Now for this next part, it really does not matter which thread you pull down, but you're going to choose one and pull so you only have 1 loop. So I think I'm going to pull down on my purple right here. So now I only have 1 green loop. And you can see now it's a little bit twisted, so I'm just going to untwist. So again, I've got the purple following the purple yarn on the right and the green on the left. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start our butterfly braid. You're going to take both index fingers and put them into your green loop. Now this can feel a little weird at first, but it really, once you get into your rhythm, it'll become second nature. Okay, so I've got 2 fingers in my green loop, and I'm going to reach down with the opposite finger because green is on the left. So I'm going to reach down with my right and pick up that purple loop through the green. And now this is your butterfly. So you can see I'm holding the tails of my green in my left hand, and I'm going to transfer that to my right. And I'm going to use my middle finger and my thumb to pinch that knot gently. And then I'm going to pull down, not on the tails, but on the working yarn of the left side. So now we're in our right hand. We're going to put our left finger through, and we're going to move those tails out of the way. Reach down with the left, pick up the green, and then we're going to transfer that knot to your left hand. Pull down on the purple. Now, it's important that they stay on the correct side so you know which way you're going. But once you get into a rhythm, you won't have to pull your threads out quite as far for your butterfly loops. So we're reaching in, pick up with the left, pull down on the right. Reaching in, pick up on the right. There's your butterfly, pull down on the left. And you're going to keep going, reach in, pull up, pull down, reach in, pull up, pull down. And you can see right here it's starting to have a nice green stripe, a nice purple stripe, a nice green stripe, a nice purple stripe. And I'm kind of tensioning my yarn in my hands as I go along. So what I like to do, you can see right here, I've got my purple that's between my middle fingers, kind of holding it in place so it doesn't go super far. And then on the opposite hand, I kind of hold it with my pinky to keep them in place. But you really just play around with it, because once you get going, you'll make a rhythm, and it'll become second nature to you. And if you forget where you are, you can just put it down and look and see which color loop is on top. So right now it's a green loop on top, so I know that I'm going to start with a purple loop. Now, when you get to the end and you're ready to finish, you're going to, so with students, sometimes we make friendship bracelets, so I have them wrap it all the way around their wrist. Sometimes we make a cord, and so I have them stretch it. But when you get to the end, regardless, you're going to snip your threads. And I have a green loop on top, so I'm going to put my purple yarn through my green loop and then pull down to lock that in place. And so now that's not going anywhere. And you can tie another knot, just a little overhand knot, to make sure it's nice and secure. And that is the butterfly stitch. So I hope you have lots of fun making it, and I can't wait to see what you do, and I'll see you at the conference in July. Bye, friends.